welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we are here in the Ixal camp and want to continue our Beast Trap quest. Never be royal. Greeting, Desiree. Mood of a camp dampened it is, dark and dreary. Lie dormant, Dezul Qualan does, like deflated balloon. Fly without Tataramu's touch it cannot. Rely on Tataramu we did, more than Sezul realized. Become heart of Ikatel 9 Tataramu has. Despise this helpless feeling, Sezul does. Ask Desiree to visit Gridania and parley with Highwind Skyways, Sezul would. Only fledglings sit and screech and do nothing. Tataramu needs to fly, and give him that chance we will. It's so serious, Sezul has become. Bring small featherless one back to us, Desiree must. Off to the airship dogs. Okay, maybe you can help me. I'm sorry, were you addressing me? If you have a business proposal or seek employment, I must ask that you first make an appointment for the official company you represent. You wish to know Tataramu's whereabouts? I assume you're referring to Master Tataramu? Forgive me, but I must inquire as to your relation with the Sherman's son. I fail to see how someone of your apparent... Ah! It's you! You were there in that filthy Ixal camp. You're the one who conspired before us talent savages to kidnap Master Tataramu. Well, I'm certain not about to share any information with a disreputable ruffian such as you. Shoo! Begun! Now I shall be late in boarding the chairman's flight to Kurthus. He has a very important meeting at the observatorium with very important people. Well, let's go look there then. And there's the airship docked. Okay. You again? However did you know where to... well, I not stumble like that a second time. Now keep quiet. Chairman Tataramu is engaged in extremely delicate negotiations and is not to be disturbed. You're still asking after Master Tataramu? Will you not be silent? If you absolutely must know, the young man accompanied us here as part of his continuing education in company management. His chambers are guarded by our loyal, not to mention lethal, retainers, so you can forget any plans to spirit him away again. Well, it seems they are at least drunkards. Oh, Desiree, what are you doing here? Sezul sent you? Broken without me, you say? I never imagined that the absence of my skills would be so keenly felt. I'm flattered, but as dearly as I would love to stroll out the door with you, I'm afraid things aren't as simple. My father dragged me along on the pretense that I would be learning the trade when confined me to this room. I'm practically a prisoner. Did you see the guards on your way in? Should I attempt to take even one step across the threshold, those company board fucks will stop me in my tracks. There must be a way past them that doesn't involve outright violence. I have it. You must speak with Templeton, the Skywind employee stationed here at the observatorium. He aided us with the component crafting before, and is one of a few people in the company I might consider an ally. Wily he may be, but it is that exact trait that will serve us now. Okay, Templeton, can I ask for your help? Ah, a good day to you, adventurer. What may poor Templeton do to serve you on this cold and miserable day? Which, come to think of it, fairly well describes every day in this godforsaken, croc-infested stretch of icy hell. Looking to break Master Tataramu from his confinement, are you? Well, now, I'm sure I couldn't possibly lend my assistance to such a shady undertaking, and I certainly wouldn't suggest the use of a particularly potent sleeping potion. Wink, wink. Ourselves was fond of drinking mild wine in an effort to forget their freezing extremities, and I'm sure they wouldn't question the appearance of another bottle on the table. It would hardly be your fault if they overindulged and found themselves snoring under the table till morning. Away with you and your nefarious schemes, and be sure to pass on my regards to the chairman's son. Dezul, what news? Was Templeton able to offer a solution to our dilemma? He gave you what? A sleeping potion? Well, I hope his concoction has no lasting ill effects. If past experience ought to go by, those retainers should be well into their cups by now. I'll sneak past as quickly as I dare and meet you outside. Another job. So far, so good, it would seem. Now, let's return to Sezul's camp before my father concludes his negotiations. A word with you, Master Tataramu. Coulson, when did you arrive in Kerfus? It's good to see you. I know what you're planning, lad, and you know what will happen should you go through with it. Your father will not tolerate this defiance. You've taken his side? I thought that you at least would support me in this. Pray take a moment to consider your father's perspective. He only wants what's best for a future chairman of Highwind Skyways. The world you stand to inherit is not the world in which the rest of us live. There are commoners and there are kings. We are all born into our fates and the responsibilities they bring. I'm no prince, I'm but the privileged brat of an airship empire. And how did the empire come into being? Highwind Skyways merely copied the balloons of Ixal and topped a little into the air. I care not for our company's reputation or its profits. Fortune? Prestige? Its aims are so low. Sezul and the XIV are reaching for the heavens. They have grand dreams and a passion unlike any I've ever seen. They seek to restore their lost rings, and goddammit, I would help them. I would share in that vision, soar in that same sky. That is all I wish for. Go, Master Tataramu. I will speak with the chairman myself. I will convince him of the depth of your desire, as you have convinced me. You will? I have underestimated you, young sir. Those eyes, that mask of determination, it is like witnessing a decades-old memory come to life. There can be no doubt that your grandfather's blood runs hotly in your veins. Coulson. Quickly now, off with you. The longer I stand here in the biting cold, the more my hip starts to ache. Oh, for the fervent heat of youth. Come, Dezul. We have kept Sezul waiting long enough. Okay, let's go back to Sezul. Sezul, I bring something for you. Or rather, someone. Chief Turtlelock, your designer has returned. Sezul? Fogged up for no reason, Goggles did. Not tears of joy, no. Humility. Listen well, Tataramu. Make up for lost time we must. Work and work until Dezul Qualan is complete. Until hands ache and sweat turns to blood. Yes, sir. Found you. Found camp we have. Reeking pile of dung hidden in forest. No. Not now. Knew you were sneaking about, we did. But know why we did not know until now. Preening feathers for forest people. Making unsanctioned balloon. Crime against gods and our people you have committed. Harsh your punishment will be. Break it all. Burn it down. Leave you to stew in fear we shall. He offers treachery our Netherland brothers will. Pluck their feathers, snap their bones. Sezul, what do we do? Found us, they have. Sezul knew this day would come. Too soon it is. If but complete Dezul Qualan we can. And let's work hard, everyone. Your reputation increased to honored. New Ixal B-Stripe quests are available from Dezul Qualan the Second. Thanks to the diligent efforts, the construction of the Dezul Qualan is almost complete. With the return of Tataramu, a few final adjustments are now all that stands between XIV and the distant skies. Okay, with that my last crafter reached level 50. But there is a new set of quests here from this person. Also gives us Ixali oak notes and, probably even more important for me, the level 4 materia. Got your crafting hands, ah? Sluggish how our ships, more than I like. And more than is liked by Chief Turtlelock. Need top hyperconductor components we do. Increased conduction of wind aspected aether, a certain type of emulsion will. Hardly believe the ingredients needed you would. A slug of semi-stable ectoplasm from St. Danielson's fire you will need. This creature you know? Dwell in the ogre's belly they do. Lie to you, I will not. Before the end, killings there will be. At your fighting weight you are? Difficult it is with featherless ones. Few you must be swarm the ogre's belly thus. With will of the wikes, slay one you must. Then come charging. Danielson's fire will. Kill quick. Then wing out the ectoplasm you must. Is common the rest of the materials. Supply your needs with 2 components for crafting facilities at Camp Dragonhead will. Be sure of that you can. Reliable Norbertor is. One thing after another, always it is. So hard to find good products. Why must it be? An urgent need for 3 replacement isolator components I have. Trust that favor monger I do not, but owe him this time I must. 3 more chits of mine he will have. Separate life and death rubber dampers do. No dampers for Dezul Qualan's engines. Burst every blood vessel in your feet for vibrations would. No material there is. Material scarcity, the featherless claim. Nothing by any other name, nothing it is. Of quality material, these isolator components must be made. Or squawk. The result is, and much crumbling there will be. No choice I had. A humble request to Tataramu I made. The materials for 3 components he has found, in spite of a great scarcity. With you he will speak. For the best we hope, yet for the worst we must prepare. Buzzard who forsakes prudence for speed, woe betide him. Primary aerodynamo we have, but auxiliary aerodynamo we require as well. Near complete ours is, yet high quality sealant we lack. For want of material, this component we cannot prepare, whereas yet held by the buzzards of Netherland they are, and silver pots for safekeeping scrolled away these materials have been. Need them not, the buzzards. Hold them sorely to torment us they do. But no longer, I say. No longer. Friend and warrior featherless one is yes? Then agree to liberate the materials from their confines you will. Next to the crafting facility of Camp Dragonhead you will go. Appreciated materials would be, but preferred component is. Okay, and for one quest we need to talk to Tataramu. I'm sure Dezul has filled you in on my special access. It took some doing, but I've located the material for your isolator components. That is of course the good news. The bad news is that the location in question is Kurfas. I do hope you enjoy traveling. The mountains are quite beautiful this time of year. You have an appointment with a trader at the Gates of Judgment. No names, as he abhors for unnecessary exchange of information. Here's a sack of gil to pay him. Very exacting people, Ishgardians. Did you never drag a man to a gull over a single missing gil? But your sole concern is to secure the materials and craft those isolator components, I'm sure. The crafting facility at Camp Dragonhead, do say hello to Nobato for me, is a much more pleasant destination than an Ishgardian scaffold. You'd agree? Okay, let's go to Camp Dragonhead. This is our central point for all quests of this rank from Dezul. And the quest we had to Tataramu is at the Gates of Judgment. Tataramu's woman, you made me wait longer than I'd like. The guild first, I'll name off little friend a liar and you a dead woman. This is good. Take your materials and have joy of it. Should there be questions later, it comes not to me, understand? Ishgard has no liking for trade with outlanders. Even a trade with a great and wealthy Highwind Skyways. Not officially, but in the shadows of the great Gates of Judgment, no man may judge another, for here a man judges himself. How do you judge yourself, Highwind woman? For now I will take my gear, but you will take your materials. And back we shall go to where our betters want us. But I think that you are one I will consent to meet again. And there's in the ogre's belly. It's through the tunnel up here. And of course in Netherland, well, Ixal area up here, or over there. Now here's the entrance to the ogre's belly. Slave of Will of a Wike. And where is it? Right in front of it. St. Dennis' fire. this is what we needed here. And now to intrude Natalan. This can be a bit annoying if you're not as over-leveled as I am right now. Okay, that went excellent. Okay, and now to crafting. Norberto is our provider here. I've had word of your coming from Master Tataramu. Welcome to our humble crafting facility. Had a long journey? No rest for the crafty, I take it. Isolator aerodynamo component. Remarkable that you were able to secure materials in the midst of a shortage, but I wouldn't dream of prying into your affairs. I'm only too happy that I can be of assistance. The facility is fit for use. It does take a while to warm up. Here are your materials. Not a single defect, of course. I hold the excess for safekeeping. And auxiliary arrow. Right? No, isolator. Isolator components. So yeah, wait. I'm level 50, right? Or above that. So I can take all the good equipment. Minus the gloves because a cartel gloves. Master Tataramu's associate, I presume. Welcome to our humble facility. What manner of materials will you be working with this fine evening? Auxiliary aerodynamo components. Right from the clutches of the Ixal and Natalan, the things we do for materials. It was prudent of you to bring excess as well. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping. As for you, my friend, craft away. Yours is a touch. Welcome to our humble crafting facility. You're a touch picker, a rigorous part of gathering, I take it. Crafting will put the roses back into its cheeks in no time. And the ectoplasm. A curious sort of materials you brought. Best not to know more, I think. The crafting facility has a goodly stock of many materials. Help yourself to whatever you need. And the hyperconductor components. Okay, now let's return and report to Dezul. Okay, Dezul. Not bad, you look. Bad dreams you will have? Happy to see you alive. Lost are many for a squirt of ectoplasm, but complete the components are. General conduction, good it is. Winter spectral conduction, good it is. Not the limit the sky is. Fly better, better, better. The ships will. Top, these components are. Fight you can, and craft you can, but more importantly, work you can. For the second of a cattle, the same is required. But only about the skills it is not. The will to use them it is. Use high and low, day in, day out. Afeard I was the dead you were, yet stand you alive and well. Our coveted components you have brought as well? In our talents the auxiliary aerodynamic component is, at long last. Final testing we can soon commence. Much effort for small gain, think Travelers 1? Require great risk, great goals, to even if a benefit obtained in doing so is small. Perfect the Dezul Qualan must be, and to that end, inconsequential, no improvement is. Welcome sight you are. Survive you did, your brush with the Guardians. Brought me the components you have. Well sourced, well made. Footprints in blood I shall not see. Not the ceiling. And not on the ceiling and not on the floor. Trust the imp wholly I do not. When say that I do trust me well. Trust you though I do. Good crafter you are. Promises you keep. Quack, quack. Okay. And that's it for today. Until next time, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV, I am Ace, and don't get lost.